All right, my dear scholars, now we are moving from the prescriptive schools to the descriptive schools. Under the descriptive schools of strategic management, under the prescriptive schools, we have talked about design, planning, and positioning school. And you remember that prescriptive schools were about how strategy should be formulated and implemented. Whereas the descriptive school is about how actually strategies are formulated and implemented. The school we are beginning from is Entrepreneurial School. I hope that you all are familiar with the word entrepreneurial. Are you familiar? You must be familiar because entrepreneurial is from entrepreneurship. And at all undergraduate levels, a course under the name of entrepreneurship is taught. As you know that entrepreneurship is about enterprising, about starting a business, about owning a business, about taking initiative. And entrepreneurial is actually the spirit of entrepreneurship. And this is the spirit which is demonstrated by the entrepreneurs who are the heart of entrepreneurship. In this particular school, we'll be talking about the foundation, premises, and some other facts about the entrepreneurial school. Since this is the first school under the descriptive schools of strategic management, this particular school actually falls halfway under the prescriptive schools and halfway under the descriptive schools. Basically, entrepreneurial school is about that how actually the entrepreneurs or owners of the businesses formulate and implement strategy in the real-time world. Now let's see that what is in the entrepreneurial school. This is shift from school of prescription to school of description. As I already mentioned that under the prescription school, focus was on what should be the strategy, but under the description school, focus will be on that how actually strategies are made and implemented. Here, focus will be on strategy formulation process on the single leader. If you remember that, under the design school, focus was also on the strategy formulation and on the one who formulates strategy, the chief executive officer. But under the design school, focus remained mainly on the process of strategy formulation. Whereas under the entrepreneurial school, our focus will be on the one who formulates the strategy. And also remember that VN is the essence of this particular school. And you all know that what do we mean by VN? The VN is something to be focused about future. And here, focus will also be on wisdom, experience, intuition, and VN already I have discussed. I hope that you all are familiar with these four words: wisdom, experience, and intuition. Basically, wisdom is from intelligence, the use of intelligence by which you can look into the future and you can provide solution to the problems. Whereas experience is the learning from the past. And intuition is your ability to guess or through guess know that what may happen in the future. And you know that VN is the result of all these three. The visionary people we all know are those who can look into the future. And only those who have the experience from the past, who have the way to utilize their intelligence, and who have the skills to forecast the future, they can be visionary. Now we move on to the basis or foundations of entrepreneurial school. Actually, in this module, we'll be discussing about that entrepreneurial school has benefited as far as its origin is concerned, from the three different bases. Number one is economics and entrepreneurial school. Number two, literature of entrepreneurial school. And number three, visionary leadership concept in entrepreneurial school. Let us now discuss all of these origins one by one. Number one, economics and entrepreneurial school. Always remember that entrepreneurial school, like the positioning school, has also its roots in economics. As you remember that the positioning school got its origin from the field of economics, and the similar fashion, the entrepreneurial school also benefits from the origin of economics. Generally speaking, and rightly speaking, that economics is the mother of all the subjects in the area of business and management sciences. On the same tradition, the entrepreneurial school has got its roots in economics. In the era of neoclassical economic theory, it used to be believed that entrepreneur is the one who decides quantities and prices. Stay here for a while and focus that under the neoclassical school of economics, it used to be believed that entrepreneur's role in any organization, in any firm, in any business was to decide that how much to produce and to sell it at what price. That was actually the total function of entrepreneur in the neoclassical school. Actually, you all are familiar with the four factors of production: land, labor, capital. And the fourth one, the factor which actually utilizes all the other three factors, is known as entrepreneurship. And it is under the neoclassical school that entrepreneurs actually decide the number of units to be produced and the prices at which those units to be sold. In economics, Karl Marx, who was a renowned theorist, philosopher, economist of his time, his tenure is from 1818 to 1883. He is also known as the father of Keynesianism. He believed that entrepreneur is the one who brings about economic and technological change in the society. So according to his belief, that entrepreneurs play the central role and they are actually the change agents. They bring about economic and technological change. You can also witness that this is true even in today's world. All the new technologies and all the new economic dynamics are introduced by the entrepreneurs. Then there was Joseph Schumpeter, who is considered to be a great economist and the father of modern entrepreneurship. He was an Austrian-American economist who actually gave a number of theories about entrepreneurship and how entrepreneurship works. Here we are just considering three of his points. The number one, he believed that entrepreneur is the one who has the business idea, and he is the one who introduces creative destruction. He believed that introducing capital or taking risk or providing other resources does not make somebody as an entrepreneur. In his views, actually the one who has got a business idea becomes the entrepreneur, and to him, the business idea was the real thing to bring about change in any society. He also considered the entrepreneurs as the creative destructors. Creative destructive means, see that, just focus on the word creative and destruction. That this is someone who destructs the equilibrium in the market, and he destructs it creatively. That he does it in a fashion that he destructs the existing equilibrium, but he sets the new creative equilibrium which offers better benefits to the society. He believed that ideas are elusive. The ideas actually on their own merit are deceptive. They can be good, can be bad, can be true, can be untrue. He believed that entrepreneurs make them powerful and profitable. In his views, that it is entrepreneur who has the power to convert an elusive idea into powerful thing and into the profitable thing. You can take the example of Apple, you can take the example of Henry Ford, you can take the example of many entrepreneurs in our world. You can find out that all those entrepreneurs were those people who actually converted an idea into powerhouse and into the house of generating profits. He also believed that entrepreneurs do new things as well as do existing things in new way, and they introduce new combinations. He emphasized on two things, that entrepreneurs do two things. They do new things. They introduce something which is entirely new, and they also introduce existing things in the new fashion. They come up with something which is a new method of doing the old thing. You can say before that communication is as old as the human civilization is, but now the modes of communication are entirely different from the modes of communication 100 years ago. What is the reason behind? Because the entrepreneurs have changed the existing ways of doing things with the new ways of doing things.